mean, a lot of people not knowing that maybe in that particular context that they are, or in that particular place of work that they are, they do not hold that political power or social power to be able to make or cause some effect or a change in a particular context. They end up making some demands on others and are disappointed when people do not fall in line or accept their proposal the way they had wanted it to be. And this is another thing that I notice in terms of these young people that are going into relationship or looking for marriage mate. Because this last week, like I repeat, like as I was watching a lot of videos and everything, I came across a particular video of someone that said that if somebody that he or she is going into a relationship with do not reply her message in the next 2 hours, then she is blocking the person. The person doesn't see her as important and everything. I was like, what if the person is at work or is in a meeting that lasts more than 2 hours, and maybe he did not even turn off the phone completely, and the phone is on silent or very far away from him? I understand how I work personally. I don't even want to use my uh, personal experience to even consider, because there are millions of people in life that are very busy. So I do not reply back to you in the next 2 hours. Does that mean that I don't love you or I don't have you in high regard? I mean, have you ever had that kind of query from a friend or a family member or a loved one that you did not reply then in a time frame that they stipulated in their mind that they don't even communicate to you, and it become a problem in your relationship? Have you ever had a thing like that?
No, I've not. I've not. And the reason is because I've not given that. I've not. I don't think I've given anybody that kind of privilege. Before I've had past relationships before, and I let them know because whenever I want to do anything with anybody,
Mm-hmm.
I try to be as open as possible. I let them know my schedule. I let them know
Good.
that look, I work from so time to so time. I'm not available at some times. So if they call me and I don't respond, it means I'm busy.
Yes.
So when I see the call, I when I'm free, I call back
Mm-hmm.
and I let them know that look, I was busy. When they'll say, yeah, it's fine, we understand. That's why we did not bother to disturb you. Not just because not just relationship. I'm talking about family members and all that. I've not really given anybody that opportunity to talk to me in that respect. You understand? So what I think is that people that are doing that are people that expect too much. In life, you don't have to expect too much from your fellow human being because we all have our shortcomings. You understand?
Absolutely.
When you expect too much from anybody, there is bound to be disappointment. You'll be disappointed. No matter how close or no matter how intimate you are with somebody, don't expect too much from the person. So people that are making such statements, one of the things I will say is that is pride. Another thing is pride. When somebody is too proud, they see themselves as if they there's this song that
The Alpha
usually
and the Omega.
exactly. There's this song I usually listen to
Yeah.
years back. He's talking to somebody. The musician was
Mm-hmm.
talking to somebody and was saying, who do you think you are? Does it mean that your parts are not in the market? Such making those you know
Okay.
you understand? Such people they see themselves as if their parts are not it's not available.
Market at all.
You understand? So that's pride for me. So I don't For me, I can't go into. So that's why I said earlier that in life, people have to be intentional. There's no time to play. You see,
Yes,
life is one. That life is one. There's no time to rehearse. It's only when you are going for a program that you may rehearse. But life, there's no time for
itself
rehearsal.
is one.
So you
Absolutely.
must be intentional from the onset. If you want to go
That
into
is
anything
true.
long term, you want to go into anything long term, anything that has to do with seriousness, anything that has to do with your destiny. Let me use that word. It
Hmm.
must be something that you
You know,
must
you
be
are right.
intentional about.
You are right. Destiny is
Relationship
what we are
number
talking
one,
about here.
somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. You must be intentional. You must not joke. You must not allow some things to cover your eyes. So this is where people get it wrong. And for somebody that is making such demands, such a person needs to be checked so that the person can lower their standard. Somebody was saying that there was somebody approached her. She was saying, "Where did you study? Which of the schools? I studied in Harvard. Where did you study?" The man was like, "I didn't go to any university." He said, "And you came to me?" "My sister, who are you?"
Whoa. Whoa.
"My sister, who are you?" If you are not single, the man will not come to you now.
Yes.
You understand? The man will not approach you. You see that you are single, that's why he approach. So don't use that your Harvard. If you are Harvard inclined, you go and marry from Harvard, or you pick your husband
Yes.
from Harvard. You understand? So these are not the things that should define, something that has to be meaningful. Saying that if they don't pick your, as in what? Even if you are business partners and you want to give me a contract, I can be busy, you know. So when I'm ready, when I'm free, then we'll talk about the business contract that you want to give to me. Then in the case of relationship, it has to
Mm.
be with respect. If the person is not picking your call, then you wait. If it's somebody that's interested in you, when they are free, they'll call back. And when they are free, they don't call back. It is a clear indication that they're not interested in you. So you bounce and you move on with your life. So
It's so true.
this is how I see things. This is how I see things that have to do with life.
It is I share the idea very well, and I think, in fact, I brought this reflection on our show tonight just to be able to have your opinion and to reason together, and in essence to be able to help those that are listening to us as well, if as if they needed to be saved. Actually, they it's just in addition to what they know already. So we are not here to with the mission to save anyone,
Of
to be
course.
very honest. So we do not think low of our listeners to that in that way.
Mhm.
But it is important that we tune down, you know, you were saying earlier on, you don't think his ego is pride. Fine, it is true. But I do believe that at times we could we have a way of tuning up our estimation of ourselves. It depends on the context that we are into. We don't do it consciously. It's not as if we intentionally want to let others know that we are better than them. Not everybody do it. Some of us are able to handle some situations, but in some cases, it depends on what we feel we are in that particular context. Then we begin to, in one way or the other, ride on others or expect things that are out of the ordinary from other people that we live with. And this could be in our place of work, it could be in our relationship, it could be even those that are acquaintance of us, people that we do not even know close. We are not even, we don't have any form of relationship. We don't have any form of relationship at all, because I have had a situation whereby someone seems to be arguing with me, and Mr. Obinan, this person do not even have my telephone number. If you ask him to call me now, he can't even call me. Like, How could you be angry with somebody that we don't do anything together? You don't have anything other than what maybe corridor voice, the things you've heard others say, cheap, cheap, and everything about me. Then you are even angry about me, basing your thought on the things you heard from other people, which you on your own have no evidence of whatsoever. And as these things happen in our personal life, it also happen even in our public life as well. There is a way they could make you hate a particular politician, a particular public figure, that if one is not careful, you start saying things concerning that particular person, even when you know for a fact that that is not the case. Donald Trump, for instance, is the most famous one. Is one of the person that has, at the international level, fallen a victim of being misrepresented by the general media or his adversaries globally, that even people had to know the bad thing, the alleged bad things about him before they start knowing the real things about him. And some of them end up being disappointed, like disappointed not about themselves, so to say, but I'm speaking generally here. So what am I trying to say is that there is a way people could misrepresent our interests even without knowing us. And they tend to treat us like that based on that misconception that they had about us. And when it happens like this, I keep asking myself, who the hell are you? Who do you really think you are? We are all independent as human beings. We have our freedom and liberty and whatever. Even if we're in a relationship, when a relationship does not automatically make me your child or your boy to be treated as if we are not, I have lost my dignity because I'm in a relationship with you. Just like you don't want me to treat you that way. Why will you treat me that way? I did not respond to your call as fast as you would have expected it to be. Does not mean that I don't treat you well. But why I'm saying this tonight, Mr. Obina, is that a lot of people could keep this in their mind and end up treating us that way. It could even be in a marriage, and when issues happen, then they start telling you that is how you did it 3 years ago. When this happened, I called you. This is, these are real life issues, Mr. Obina. They happen in most people's life. It may not be our case, but some people are really going through hell with this. And in conclusion, someone had his wife coming down to the office, and lo and behold, the wife met him while she barged into the office, met him doing meetings with his colleague and his phone on a table far away. Just to tell you how far people can take these things. The woman could be justified, or the man. The man may have cheated on her before, or the woman may have cheated on him before. But when actions like that has to affect the professional life of that person in question, how should they react?
That's a serious one. That's a serious one because you see that's why in a relationship one of the things that keeps let me speak about marriage. I'm not a marriage specialist. I'm not a marriage counselor, But from the little I've come to understand about marriage is that uh, before an individual goes into something that has to be lifelong,
Mm-hmm.
there must be some level of openness and trust. Maybe at least until the person falls, on the wayside. But this trust must be there. For instance, if an individual tells their spouse, I am going to the office, let it be that they are in the office.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Don't create an atmosphere of suspicion. You understand? For instance, I leave the house early in the morning and I come back in the evening. But anytime you ask my wife, where have I gone? She would gladly tell that he is at work. You understand? And if you want to do your check-ins, if you come to my place, you will see me there. So the level of openness must be there. Must be some level of trust. You understand? So whereby there is no level of trust, that is where you find things like this. How can you call your spouse and they did not take your phone and all of it, you just begin to dash to the office?
Yeah.
No, there's a trust issue in that action. Maybe the man has defaulted before. You understand? And I wouldn't say that everybody is perfect. There are people that may have defaulted
No.
one way or the other. But when you default, let there be a reconciliation and do your best, because one thing that is easy to destroy is trust.
So
It
true.
is very difficult to build, but easy to destroy
In a moment.
in a moment. So that is why one must be very careful in order not to break the trust. The where there is this, the trust has been broken one way or the other, and you want the relationship to continue, then you must be sincere enough to let the other person know that, look, is I'm not into whatever may have broken that trust in the first place. And you go the long way, you go a long way to prove it to that person. But whereby there is no amendment after the breach of trust, then this is what happens. This is the aftermath of that incident. Barging into the office to see that they are truly in a meeting, and his phone was even far. So he did not even know you were calling.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So these are the things. Trust must be there. Openness must be there. Once these things are settled, you'll discover that the problem will be minimized. There is no marriage that is perfect, I must let you know. No
Absolutely.
marriage is perfect. But there are principles to everything. If these
So true.
principles are followed, you will see that the problems in any relationship will be reduced to the barest minimum. You understand?
So
So
true.